Hello and welcome back to video classes by Konnur English Medium School. In this video lesson, we will be discussing some grammar and vocabulary related exercises based on articles and prepositions from chapter 1, A Wrong Man in Workers' Paradise. To begin with, fill in the blanks with antonyms of the words underlined. So we have some sentences here in which each of the sentence has an underlined word, and this is the word you need to focus on. Understand the contextual meaning of that word, and then the same sentence somewhere has a blank, and in that blank goes the opposite word to that underlined word. So only if you understand the contextual meaning of that given word will you be able to fill in the blank with the appropriate antonym, that is the opposite word. Let's look at the first 5 sentences then. First one, the people utilize every minute of their life, whereas the man blank his time. Second one, the busy farmers laughed at the blank artist. Third one, some students always work hard, but many blank do so. Every individual must have confidence in his abilities. However, we notice blank in many individuals. Fifth one, the workers thought that the artist was worthless, whereas the girl of the silent torrent considered him blank. Now let's look at the answers then. First one, the people utilize every minute of their life, whereas the man wasted his time. So utilize means make use of, and waste is the opposite of it. So wasted is the antonym of utilize. Next one, the busy farmers laughed at the idle artist. Busy and idle are antonyms of each other. Some students always work hard, but many seldom do so. Always means all the time, and seldom means rarely. So seldom and always are opposite words. Now remember, opposite words and antonyms are the same. Every individual must have confidence in his abilities. However, we notice diffidence in many individuals. So confidence and diffidence are opposite words. There was a question some time ago in one of the question papers for the annual board exam, wherein the students were asked to guess the opposite word for confidence, which actually means self-confidence in this context, and very few were able to get it right. Remember, the opposite word for self-confidence is diffidence. The workers thought that the artist was worthless, whereas the girl of the silent torrent considered him worthy. So worthless and worthy are easy guesses. They are the antonyms of each other. Our next exercise is fill in the blanks with articles a or an. So we are not using the definite article the here. We have to choose from a or an. Now let me just remind you, articles a and an are used only with countable nouns and singular countable nouns, to be specific. However, a is used for words that begin with a consonant sound, whereas an is used for words that begin with a vowel sound. So let's keep that in mind. All the words given here are singular countable nouns, but some of them begin with a consonant sound and some of them begin with a vowel sound. So let's see where we're going to use article a and where we are going to use article an. Let's look at the first 8 sentences. His long nose gives him blank unique feature. So you have to fill in that blank with a or an. We will discuss that, but let's first read the others. Look at him. I said that he must be blank European. Next, I met him blank year ago. Next, walk fast. You are blank young person, not blank old man. Next, it was blank, unanimous decision. Next, Ivanhoe is blank, historical novel. Next, we had blank, hour of English. Eighth one, modesty is blank, womanly grace. So we have unique, European, year, young person, old man, unanimous decision, historical novel, hour, and womanly grace. Now keep in mind, we are only considering the sound here, and when I say sound, we refer to consonant sounds and vowel sounds because we are discussing articles here, use of articles. Now we are not going to look at the letters, so you might see a vowel letter there, but the pronunciation or the sound there might be that of a consonant letter. So without looking at the letter and actually considering only the sound of it, we will decide whether we should use a or an. So his long nose gives him unique feature. The word unique starts with consonant sound y, and therefore even though it begins with a vowel letter which is u, but the sound is that of a consonant, we will not use article an there. Instead we use article a unique feature. And this goes with all other words as well that begin with a vowel letter but have a consonant sound. If you have a consonant sound, the article you have to use there should be a, not an. Looking at him, I said that he must be a European or an European. See, the sound here is y again. We are not using vowel sound here. We are using consonant sound y. So y is a consonant sound in any language, not just in Kannada. Even in English, it's a consonant sound. Just like European, just like unique, European also begins with a consonant sound. So even though it has a vowel letter in the beginning, we will not consider that and treat it as a word that begins with a consonant sound, and therefore again we have to use article a here. So looking at him, I said that he must be a European. The same goes with year, Y-E-A-R, which of course begins with a consonant letter and has a consonant sound too. So we naturally are going to use article a there and say I met him a year ago. And in the next sentence we have a young person but an old man, because an old man, it has a vowel sound in the beginning, old, and also it begins with vowel letter. So whether it begins with vowel letter or consonant letter is immaterial to us when we are choosing article a or an in this context. It was a unanimous decision because it begins with consonant sound y, and Ivanhoe is a historical novel. Now I believe there was a time when historical was pronounced as historical, maybe several years ago. But in modern English, historical is pronounced with the h sound, and the h sound is a consonant sound. So do not use article an there, even if some old grammar books tell you to do so. So it is a historical novel. And the next one is an hour of English. We had an hour of English. So even though this begins with a consonant letter, which is H, the sound here is that of a vowel sound. So it has to be an hour of English. And eighth one is modesty, is a womanly grace. A womanly grace because it begins with w. Womanly is pronounced with w, and w is a consonant sound. So a womanly grace. I hope that you follow this rule. Yes, the rule is related to the sound, consonant sound or the vowel sound, not consonant letter and vowel letter. Let's take a look at the next few sentences. The Cyclop was blank one-eyed monster. My sister is blank MA in English. Satish was blank NCC cadet. On his doctor's advice, he had blank X-ray taken. This doctor is blank FRCS. My name begins with blank H. It surely was blank historical event. Now we already know the rule. The rule is about the sound, consonant sound and vowel sound. So keeping that in mind, we can say that one-eyed monster takes article a, not an. So we say a one-eyed monster. Are you still wondering how is this possible? Because it begins with a vowel letter O. Well, even though it begins with the vowel letter O, the pronunciation is w, one, and w is a consonant sound. Let's look at the next one. My sister is blank MA in English. So don't look at that letter M there, but see how you pronounce it when you say MA. The first sound you hear there is A, and A is a vowel sound. I'm talking about sound and not letter. And because of that, you will use article an, and you say an MA in English. But if you were to pronounce it not as an acronym but a full word like Master of Art, then you would be saying master, which begins with the consonant sound ma. Then you will say a Master of Art in English. But you're going to use those letters as the name of the degree. Then you will say MA and MA in English. The same goes with an NCC cadet, an X-ray, an FRCS, and also an H. Yes, my name begins with an H, because when you say H, the sound that you hear first is A, H, and A is a vowel sound. So this is not really a complicated idea. It's pretty simple. If you can understand the vowel sounds, distinguish them from consonant sounds, using A or an is going to be pretty easy. So it surely was a historical event. We already covered this in the previous set of examples. Historical was pronounced as historical with a vowel sound there, historical, several years ago, but not anymore. Language keeps evolving, it keeps changing from time to time. So according to the prevailing customs, historical is pronounced with the h sound. I'm reiterating it, so please remember, always use article a there when you say historical.